survey, and one of the things that came up more than once was how to lose weight. And this is important. This is an important topic. I just shared a video actually on my Yogini Neve page about ama, which is like white, gray, toxic gunk that gets stuck to your body and causes disease, and a way to process emotional ama. And it's the same thing with when you don't digest properly. What Ayurveda teaches, if you aren't digesting properly, then there's ama in the body. It's blocking, ama blocks your energy channels, and it slows digestion. Anyways, all this to say that for me, intermittent fasting has been what I use to stay at an optimal weight. It's actually very easy for me to gain weight. You probably don't believe me because I do a pretty good job of staying smaller. However, if I eat poorly and I don't do intermittent fasting, I gain weight. I'll have to see. I took a picture of myself from the summer because I drank too much beer and I don't know what I was doing, but I totally was gaining weight now. And I realized I need to get back on my intermittent fasting schedule because this is getting out of control. So in Ayurveda, it teaches you need at least 13 hours for your GI tract to get a rest. So like minimum is 13 hours rest time. So just start to pay attention. If you eat dinner at 5, then 5 a.m. would be 12 hours. So 6 a.m. would be 13 hours. It's not that difficult. If you eat dinner at 7, then 7 a.m., 12 hours, 8 a.m., okay, it's been 13 hours. You want to give your organs that rest time. You want to give the whole GI tract this, at least it's a minimum of 13 hours of rest. Otherwise, you're going towards disease, like straight to it. So don't do that. Just start to pay attention to when you eat, and then only drink water. And most of that time you're sleeping. Hopefully 8 hours of that time you're sleeping anyway. So you eat, you digest your food, go to sleep, get up, you do all your yoga practices, right? You meditate and you drink your water and whatever. It's pretty easy. 13 hours is easy. That's where I started. I started with just paying attention to the 13 hours of rest. If you're not doing it, please do it. Your body will thank you. I will be proud of you. I will encourage and support you if you are struggling. Like, you gotta do this. This is for you. And then from there, I just started to increase the hours. So I started doing 14 hours, and then 15 hours, and 16 hours. And 16 hours is considered intermittent fasting. So what we call it is, you're doing 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating. So there's a window of 8 hours that I eat, and it's usually like, I don't know, I have to do math, but I'm usually breaking the fast. It just depends on if I have a green smoothie, what time I have my green smoothie, but I don't usually eat after 5. So it makes it easier to go the 16 hours because 5 a.m., 6, 7, 8, 9. So I say I usually have a smoothie at like 10, lunch at 1, or at 4 or 5, and then I'm done. So intermittent fasting is a really great way to lose weight. So if you're interested in losing weight, then just start with the 13 hours and, after a few weeks, start to increase the time, 14 hours, 15 hours, 16 hours. So this was specifically to answer the question from someone, and the survey was anonymous, so I don't know exactly who asked about losing weight. This is the easiest, well, I don't know if it's necessarily easy, because it was a struggle, and it didn't happen for me. Like, I wanted to intermittent fast. I wanted to start doing it quite a while before I was actually able to start doing it. And now, most of this year, I've been intermittent fasting, except in the summer when I had all those beers. I'm not sure why I was drinking beer in the summer. It was just like a couple weeks, but man, it didn't help. That was not a good thing. It wasn't good for my mind. And that's another thing about intermittent fasting or feeling hunger. Like when you feel empty, when you're empty and you can really feel your hunger, that's really important. Um, it's important for your digestive fire, and it's important for your spirituality, like for your spirit. There's a clarity to not always having food in you. Like if you're just constantly putting stuff in, it clogs your mind. Your mind gets clogged. So one of the biggest benefits I've found to not eating as often or as much is the clarity in my mind, being very aware of my emotions and having space to, you pretty much need space in order for the other elements to do their magic, right? So I don't want to get into the elements too much in this video, or space. This was just supposed to be Neve's advice for losing weight is intermittent fasting. Um, my advice for just taking care of your body and not moving in the direction of disease is at least the 13 hours for your GI tract. So